So when we got in here, we were given a set of objectives, and this fire was a full suppression, confine, contain strategy was utilized. We were able to contain the fire on the north, the east, and the south ends. We have employed a confinement strategy out in Division X-ray out to the west. Reason being is inaccessible terrain, and accessibility for our firefighters to get in and out of there, steep, rugged hillsides, lots of rock avalanche chutes in here. So we weren't able to put folks in this area. Not only that, a lot of that times it takes special expertise, such as hotshot crews, to be able to get in there. And we weren't able to get hotshot crews on this fire due to the demand and higher priorities elsewhere in the country. So we took a different look. As you can tell, it looks a little bit open, but as you get higher up into the wilderness, it becomes a lot more broken terrain, a lot less vegetation, fire-resistant vegetation such as aspen, rivers, rock barriers, rock cliffs along this edge here. So as we took a look at this, not just operationally, but we did some modeling, the fire is very unlikely it may move a little bit westerly, but it's very unlikely to move north and south due to the natural barriers that we currently have out there in the landscape.
A big part of being a fire behavior analyst is to inform the operations section and the firefighters on the ground that are fighting the fire the hazards of the wildland fire. So looking at the fire behavior potential, I inform firefighters of how fast the fire is going to spread. We call that rate of spread. Potential for spotting and the distance that a fire could spot, and also the intensity of the fire, being flame lengths. Firefighters like to know this so they can determine what tactics they're going to take when fighting the fire and how to keep themselves safe.
So one of our incident objectives of this fire is firefighter and public safety. And so, how do we measure firefighter and public safety? And there's a variety of science and tools that are available through the Risk Management Assistance Dashboard. And they look at a variety of things such as snags, suppression difficulty, evacuation times. And we consider that as we develop this strategy of confinement to the Squirrel Creek drainage in Division X-ray. And we go through what we call an incident strategic alignment process. And that incident strategic alignment process is an opportunity to get our agency administrators, our incident management team, and our firefighters on the ground all in alignment with the strategy that we've chosen. And the incident strategic alignment process, ISAP, focuses on 4 key pillars. What are our critical values? What is the risk to our responders? What is the probability of success with the chosen strategy? And so we talked about this direct option, putting firefighters in here. You heard Paul say that takes a group of specialized firefighters. We didn't have those firefighters. So because of that, that lowers our probability of success. We looked at the analytics to include our suppression difficulty, our snags, and our evacuation times. Again, those put a significant amount of risk to our firefighters. We looked at our critical values that have been identified by our agency administrators, and we worked with fire behavior and climatology to understand what the potential for fire movement towards those were, given the strategy of confinement in the Squirrel Creek drainage and wilderness. And we balanced all that and had a robust discussion about that to identify that the best strategy to protect our critical values and have an acceptable amount of risk to our responders was confinement to the Squirrel Creek drainage.